The Indiana Fever will commence the 2025 season under new management following their decision to part ways with Christy Sides during the offseason. In November, the Fever secured an agreement with Stephanie White to resume her role in Indiana. White had previously served as the team's coach in 2015 and 2016, guiding the Fever to back-to-back playoff appearances and a WNBA Finals berth in her inaugural season as head coach. A month later, in December, White enlisted player development coach Keith Porter to join her coaching staff in Indiana. Porter had previously been a part of White's team with the Connecticut Sun, where he played a pivotal role in aiding emerging talent DeJohnai Carrington in securing the Most Improved Player accolade last season. On Monday afternoon, Porter elaborated on his remarkable trajectory in the WNBA that culminated in his current role on White's coaching staff in Indiana. "It's a remarkable series of events," Porter remarked in a discussion with Rachel DeMita. "Starting training in 2020, running my business for roughly 2 to 3 years, and then I got hired by the Sun. Suddenly, I'm in Indiana training Caitlin Clark, who could potentially become the GOAT one day." Porter expressed considerable admiration for Fever superstar and reigning WNBA Rookie of the Year Caitlin Clark, who had an extraordinary debut season as a professional. Clark guided the Fever to the playoffs in her first year, achieving first-team All-WNBA recognition as a rookie. Over the past weekend, Caitlin Clark was observed attending the Kansas City Chiefs' NFL Divisional Round game against the Houston Texans at Arrowhead Stadium. Clark occupied a seat in the press box alongside Taylor Swift, the partner of Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. The duo cheered on Kelce and his teammates, who triumphed over Houston with a score of 23-14, securing a position in the AFC Championship for the 7th consecutive season. Although Kansas City encountered challenges in offensive movement, they capitalized on penalties inflicted by the Texans. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs also emphasized ball security during the game, not allowing any turnovers against the Texans. Kelce excelled with Swift and Clark present, recording 7 receptions for 117 yards and a pivotal touchdown catch in the early moments of the fourth quarter. The Indiana Fever confirmed the appointment of Keith Porter as their new player development coach on December 11. This decision was anticipated, given that he served as the player development coach for the Connecticut Sun during Stephanie White's tenure there. Thus, when White transitioned to the Fever during the off-season, it was logical for Porter to accompany her. However, in a conversation with Syndicate Nation on December 11, Porter disclosed that he had additional motivations for wanting to join the Fever. "This represents a unique, unparalleled opportunity for me to train an individual who has the potential to become one of the greatest female athletes in history, making a significant impact," Porter stated, evidently referencing Fever superstar Caitlin Clark. Porter was interviewed by Rachel DeMita on the Courtside Club interview show on January 20, where he elaborated on his aspirations for Clark in 2025. "My objectives for Caitlin are that I want her to excel in every aspect," Porter stated, according to DeMita's YouTube channel. "I aim to equip her with additional skills so that teams can no longer defend her in previous ways. You cannot compel her to take particular shots anymore. So, what are your options now? I want her to feel entirely at ease in every situation, regardless of coverage, and simply overpower teams," he continued. In the sport of basketball, each play holds significance. However, the off-season is when off-court actions potentially alter the trajectory of the game. For the Indiana Fever, an enigmatic 2-word statement has prompted fans to brace themselves for a potential upheaval. Veteran guard Erica Wheeler, who is a teammate of Caitlin Clark and a crucial component of the Fever's lineup, has suggested that her tenure in Indiana may be coming to a close. This uncertainty has left the community contending with the possibility of transformation, serving as a reminder that, in basketball as in life, unforeseen events can dramatically alter the game in an instant. All of this began with an obscure post, Fever Kuokan. This message was not from Wheeler but from Rodney Smith too, the brother of Fever star Lisa Smith. His post on X ignited excitement among fans. Could it indicate an impending overhaul of the roster? A significant signing? Or a subtle farewell to a pivotal player? Wheeler's role has been crucial for the Fever, particularly during a season of change marked by Caitlin Clark's arrival. Having signed a 2-year contract worth $444,308 in 2023, Wheeler's leadership has been a stabilizing force for the team amid its fluctuations. Nevertheless, Her recent social media activity implies that her tenure with Indiana may be approaching its conclusion. My agent forwarded me a list for free agency too, Wheeler mentioned in one post, generating further conjecture. She subsequently remarked, "I'm letting y'all know now. I'ma drop some hints, but I'ma be real petty about it. It's all fun and games though. Don't curse me out." Fans' trepidations are not unfounded. Beginning January 21st, WNBA teams will have the opportunity to negotiate with free agents, with contracts set to be formalized starting February 1st. Wheeler, being an unrestricted free agent and holding the third highest annual salary among her colleagues, has emerged as a central figure in off-season discussions. The Fever's roster has already experienced notable shifts. Kelsey Mitchell, another key guard for Indiana, has received a core qualifying offer, indicating a likely return. This leaves Wheeler as the principal uncertainty. During free agency, teams must remain vigilant for potential roster enhancements, and the Fever appears equally eager to assemble a supporting cast around Clark that optimizes their capabilities. Another individual queried, cooking what? Underscoring the confusion, curiosity, and intrigue surrounding the transfer portals in the WNBA. Amidst the humor, various individuals expressed their apprehensions. "She was never returning, folks. Her contract expired, she is now a free agent. They were never going to re-sign her," one supporter commented, appearing resigned to Wheeler's exit. As Indiana's management confronts pivotal decisions that may shape their championship prospects for 2025, incorporating elite players such as Sato Sabally or Dewana Bonner could enhance their odds, although Wheeler's exit would result in a significant leadership gap. Moreover, certain fans are less than enthusiastic about the prospect of Sato joining the team. "If it's Sato, I'm logging out. Nothing personal against her, but my Aces fan envy is displeased." While some remarks delve into humor, the underlying tension is undeniably present. As fans seek clarification, the two-word message endures. Whether it signifies an exhilarating acquisition or a distressing exit, it is evident that this off-season is poised to be transformative for Indiana. In the realm of basketball, much like in life, each decision holds significance. For the Fever, the forthcoming move could either solidify their ascent or leave them in search of solutions. Caitlin Clark is set to compete against UConn, in a confrontation between the leading player in women's college basketball and the most storied program in the sport's history. Evidently, both parties could have potentially collaborated had there been greater mutual interest. It appears that each side attributes the lack of engagement to the other. The prospect of Clark attending UConn was raised earlier this week in a segment by ESPN's Wright Thompson, wherein it was reported that UConn represented her dream school. Clark was allegedly hoping for an outreach from UConn but never received a visit from the esteemed head coach Gino Auriemma. Ultimately, her recruitment narrowed down to Iowa and Notre Dame, with UConn notably absent from consideration. The apparent disinterest from UConn was disheartening. "Honestly," she stated, "I wanted them to recruit me to say that I was recruited. I adored UConn. I believe it is the most fantastic place on earth, and I wish to say that I got recruited by them. They contacted my AAU coach on several occasions, but they never engaged with my family or with me. It seems rather peculiar that UConn would not pursue a point guard who was ranked by ESPN as the fourth best player in the class of 2020. However, it is crucial to note that they had already secured a commitment from a point guard ranked as the top player in the class of 2020, Paige Bueckers, who will compete against Clark on Friday. As Auriemma conveyed to CT Insider, they were content with Bueckers overseeing the backcourt. He further indicated that if Clark was genuinely interested in UConn, she should have taken the initiative to reach out and express her interest. Indeed, there are numerous players whom we did not recruit, as well as several who are not inclined to attend UConn, Auriemma stated on Tuesday. "I made a commitment to Paige Bueckers quite early in the process, and it would have been imprudent for me to suggest to Paige, 'Listen, we will position you in the backcourt,' and subsequently, I'm going to make a concerted effort to recruit Caitlin Clark. That is not my approach. Caitlin is undeniably an exceptional talent, a player of a generation. However, if Caitlin truly wished to join UConn, she would have reached out to me and expressed, 'Coach, I genuinely want to come to UConn.' Neither party has experienced a loss in this situation. She opted for what was in her best interest, and that decision has proven advantageous. We made the choices we believed were essential. It is alluring to envision UConn embarking on another illustrious run with both Clark and Bookers in the backcourt. However, this remains speculative. It is challenging to envision Clark attaining the level of prominence that has garnered widespread attention for women's basketball if she were sharing ball handling responsibilities. Furthermore, her achievements at the less prominent Iowa institution are inextricably linked to her legacy. Nonetheless, it is astonishing to recall that Clark and Bookers appeared in the same top 5 of recruits, with the 2 Wooden Award recipients accompanied by Angel Reese, the former most outstanding player of the NCAA tournament, Cameron Brink, another national champion and Naismith Defensive Player of the Year, and Camila Cardozo, the cornerstone of the undefeated team situated on the opposite side of the bracket. Securing just one of those 5 recruits would likely suffice. The WNBA free agency is set to commence on January 21, generating considerable excitement regarding potential trades. The Indiana Fever, fresh off a remarkable season featuring rookie Caitlin Clark, have the opportunity to assemble a formidable roster for the forthcoming campaign. However, it seems one of the team's veterans might be leaving. The Fever extended a core qualifying offer to Kelsey Mitchell on Thursday. While this does not assure her return, the team now possesses exclusive negotiating rights, and Mitchell is eligible for a Supermax offer, which is approximately $249,000 for the 2025 season. Conversely, guard Erica Wheeler is poised to enter free agency as an unrestricted agent, with her recent activity on Threads indicating she may be in search of a new team. On January 17, Wheeler teased her intentions, posting, "I'm letting y'all know now. I'ma drop some hints, but I'ma be real petty about it. It's all fun and games though. Don't curse me out." Despite starting all 40 games in 2023, Wheeler's role diminished following Clark's arrival and Lexie Hull's heightened contributions. Nevertheless, Clark has consistently acknowledged Wheeler's significance to the team, identifying her as a vital teammate throughout her inaugural season. Wheeler went undrafted in 2015, subsequently making her initial appearance with the New York Liberty. Prior to rejoining the Fever in 2023, she played for 2 seasons with the Atlanta Dream, 1 season with the Los Angeles Sparks, and 5 prior seasons with the Fever. As her role within Indiana develops, a transition to a different team may be forthcoming. Following their participation in the playoffs in 2016, the Fever are setting their sights even higher for 2025. With up-and-coming talents such as Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, alongside Stephanie White's return as head coach, the team stands ready to make significant advancements.